right, so let me take you on the tour of the Lite Gait. This is probably my most favorite piece of equipment here. I'm a little biased because I am an expert trainer for Lite Gait. However, I just think it has so many applications and I love to use it for my amputees. One, especially when you're above knee amputee, you're afraid of your knee buckling and falling. So having the harness on, being hooked in overhead, I can go ahead and eliminate that fear. He can give it his all, he can walk really fast, he can walk slow, he can put lots of pressure on that side, and he can learn from the positioning of his foot and his leg if the knee is going to bend or not. And we took away the fear, and there's no falls. So that's probably the most important reason why I use Lite Gait. And you know, therapy isn't all about the tools, but it really helps when you have the right equipment. So a little bit about Lite Gait. There is this tower. We have a scale hooked up to where we can see if one part or how much weight is being unweighted of the patient. We have the overhead yoke here, and then you can see the buckles here, and that's where the patient's hooked up. They're like seatbelt buckles, real sturdy, real solid. Some cool features too is that I can undo this little knob here, and I can have Larry turn to the left. Larry, go ahead and turn. So he can turn here, we could do some exercise on the side, we could do some side stepping. I can have him turn all the way around to face us. There you go, work on some balance and some technique here. And let's just go back to the beginning, right? All the way around. Nice. And so that's a skill. Just not only do I use it for walking, but I use it for balance and stepping and turning, because those are some of the main things that people avoid when they first have an amputation. They're afraid of falling, so we're not going to use that leg as much. We're not going to weight shift that much. So putting them in here and just not even using the treadmill, we can work on those skills and improve it. So he's hooked up. He's got this harness on here. There is a strap here to kind of hold it down. It can be a little bit uncomfortable, but I think most people are willing to risk that comfort in order to get the walking in. He has handlebars that he can hold onto. We can use the handles of the treadmill. I can increase my speed of the treadmill from 0.1 is the very slowest, all the way up to like 5.0 if we wanted. We could potentially run on this treadmill if we wanted to in the harness. Another thing that I have here is, say Larry's being tired or he's having a really difficult time advancing his leg, I can just lift him up and I can take some weight off of him. It's almost to where, it's quite a bit. You're all right there? All right. And so we can see, oh, we've got about 52 pounds being lifted off, so I can monitor how much weight I'm lifting. The most I ever want to unweight somebody is 40% of their body weight. 30% is ideal, but usually I'm working anywhere from 10 to 20% on weighting, because the ultimate goal is to have somebody full weight bearing as they're walking. That's what we want. We want to get on the treadmill, we want to practice our balance, our weight shifts, standing on that right side where the amputation is, so that we get used to that, and then boom, we want to use it right over ground and then go ahead and have it translate to everyday use. So, and then I could, usually a lot of times when I'm starting somebody out in the Lite Gait, I said, all right, you know what, go ahead and sit in that harness and see, pretend you're going to fall. Boom. We're not going anywhere. So that's a really nice test just to show people, you got this, you're okay, go for it. If there's any place I want you to be risky and daring, it's here in the harness hooked up on the treadmill. Go ahead and stand there. Nice job. So what we usually work towards is maybe 3 5-minute bouts. Sometimes we just work towards patient's tolerance. We want to walk at our fastest pace for as long as we can. And we want to just try to improve our endurance, or we want to improve our balance and strength. And then we might say, go ahead and take one arm off. So I'm going to try that next with Larry. We're going to walk with just one arm. So we're going to see, wow, that's a lot harder. But I'm comfortable, and this is the place for me to really try to go for it and try to walk with one arm, because that's what's going to happen eventually over ground. I want to be able to get, if I want to go from a walker to nothing, then I want to try to take away the assistance that I'm giving myself, and this is the best place to do that. All right, so I'm going to start up the treadmill. And how do you feel there?
Pick your spots, get it to a point
So we're going to start a little bit slow, and then work them up.
Get it to a point where you can just maybe like that. Oh, yeah.
Nice. Woo. And you can kind of see already that this is the second time on. He's killing it. He's doing beautiful. And most of us are used to walking faster paces. So when we walk at these slow speeds, we tend to not do as well. So we want to walk at faster speeds because that's what our bodies are trained to do. That's what we're used to. It becomes easier, less effort. If I unweight him, some of our amputees have cardiovascular problems, so I can unweight him and put less demand on his cardiovascular system, allow him to exercise for a longer period of time on the treadmill than maybe we could overground. So this is feeling kind of slow. Now, when we started with Larry, he was at about 0.5, 0.6. Now we're up to 1.1 miles per hour, and he's looking great. And that's that initial training. You get on, you get used to it, and then you continue on with your sessions, and you just improve. Nice job there. I'm just going to kind of get in here. As a therapist, I can be by him to help facilitate. I see something going on. I can give him a little bit of cueing. I can help him weight shift. Okay, there. So what I want you to do is I only want you to hold on with your left hand. That's it. Put that leg in there. Good. Get in there. Nice job, bud. Nice and tall. You can look into the mirror. That's it. So base widen. He needs balance. He needs support. But this is the first time. Woo, big step. Okay. You're good. Nice recovery. That was beautiful. So that's hard, right? I'm not going to do that over ground. I don't want my patients falling, but I have no problem if my patient's willing to, in the Lite Gait, try those harder things because that's the only way that we're going to advance. We have to start with what we're good at, and then we have to work outside of the box, something a little bit harder in order to achieve our goals.